Hi there, this is Catherine River Rain, and I'm here to give you your Capricorn horoscope for September 2013. Now we're in the sign of Virgo right now, which is one of your best. Capricorn is the sign of the father, of the patriarch, or the entrepreneur of the zodiac. And Virgo is a complement because they like to be the right-hand man or woman, the assistant, the helper, the organizer. So your energies are very compatible at this time of year. For Capricorn, I have to tell you though that you have a long-term influence that is affecting every one of you, depending on when you're born. Pluto, which is the very powerful planet of death and rebirth, is in your sign. It started in 2008 and will be there until 2024. So if you were born in the first 10 days of the sign, you've probably already gone through what I'm about to describe to some degree, and if not, then you have to just hold space for this energy. A lot of people who have come to me over the years who have had this Pluto hitting the sun have gone through a good 2.5 year period of quite intense activity, change, turmoil, and very often loss. Now, what it's doing is, I hate saying these words, but it's sort of when people something breaks you down to build you back up again. And for some people, it plays out in very external ways. For example, they might lose family members, they might lose a house, they might lose a job, or all of the above in a short period of time. For other people I've spoken to, it plays out in a very internal level, and the intense internal pressure of wanting to reinvent yourself and change your life, change your circumstances in the biggest way you can think of. I have one friend who is born in early Capricorn who moved halfway across the world to Australia and has a brand new life, and dealt with all of the ups and downs that came with. Now, it's exciting and it's been great, but it hasn't been easy by any means either. So Capricorns, if you're on the verge of making these kind of big decisions as well, this is the time. If we resist this kind of intense call to change and the energy stays internalized, that's what can make people sick, and we don't want that. It has to come out of you somehow. Even if you don't change a thing about your job or your family or your home, it has to come out of you somehow. You have to do an intense project, or you have to write it or paint it or something so that it comes out of you. Very important. So every month I go into meditation and I give an image or an allegory or something that came up clairvoyantly for you for this month as your metaphor. So this month I saw an interesting image that I'd never seen in a meditation ever. I saw the shadow of a plane cross the ground. A big jumbo jet. And of course, when a plane casts that kind of shadow, it's fairly low to the ground. We're going to feel the G-force. We're going to feel the pull, the wind. We're going to hear the noise, and it's quite impressive, eh? It can be quite shocking and impressive. And this gave me the feeling that there's definitely movement coming in your life, and change and travel perhaps, and you know, whatever's coming is quite big. It was a jumbo jet, you know, it wasn't a kite that I saw flying by. And the fact that it's coming in for a landing, I thought was also an interesting metaphor. And to see if you feel that something has come in for a landing in your life, something, it's time for it to come to fruition. It could be, you know, the landing is the ending phase. So maybe you just finished writing that book. You're ready to send it to the publisher. Your book is coming in for a landing. Or maybe some job that you've been doing for a long time, career, you just don't really like it anymore, or it's not working, it's ending, and you're just going to have to accept it. The plane is coming in for a landing, and it's done. The other thing that I thought interesting about this image for you was it's sort of a humbling experience to see a giant jumbo plane fly across your path, to see the shadow of it. It's like, it really lets you know that we're just pretty small in this big world, and that a million things are possible, and there's amazing things are possible. And so I wanted to just also have you reflect as you're making these new changes, remind you that to remember your place, remember how great you are, but remember your place in the big picture of things, and be humble. And that this humility or this grace is going to help you in whatever you choose to do next, however you handle that landing. Handle it with grace and humility, and you're going to see great things happen to you. I wish you well this month, and if you would like to reach me for a reading or have your chart done, please do at river-rain.com. Thanks.